Hello everyone, my name is Manchu Talwar, and today I will be hosting alongside Jacob Milbury the Sakura Gaming Ottawa League of Legends Tournament Finals. We are here with Team Boosted Bonobos on... Apologies for that, but yeah, I am joined by Team Boosted Bonobos and Team Sakura. Of course, this is being played at Sakura Gaming Ottawa's lounge on Clyde Avenue in Ottawa. So if you want to come down and spectate this live, you can do so. Of course, there's going to be a raffle for spectators. 3 spectators will have the chance to win $20 in game time.
And that's right, so we are here today with the best of both teams. 2 teams out of the 4 teams that came out yesterday. We have the winners here. We have, as my partner said here, we have Sakura Gaming against Boosted Bonobos. Sakura's on the blue team, Boosted Bonobos is on the right team, and we are heading into bands here. For Sakura Gaming, we have the Junglers band. Smart choice, because those were the 2 that Psyonix he was doing his best with. The Cosmic is gone, the Lee Sin is gone, and currently for Boosted Bonobos, they have banned out the 2 great supports that their job is to keep the ADCs alive, so maybe they're targeting the bot lane there.
Yeah, and a little bit of a flashback to yesterday. We saw Psyonix hard carrying Team Boosted Bonobos. Both of the team games that they had won, Psyonix had an extreme amount of kills, and he was doing tons of damage and making sure that his team was on their way to victory. Whereas on the other side, we did see that protect the Kog'Maw pick in the first game, with the Lulu and Karma, both very strong picks, allowing for Talia and Kog'Maw to do as much damage as possible. So obviously both teams are very researched. Vladimir, first pick on the side of Team Boosted Bonobos. No, that's Team
Sakura.
Team Sakura. Vladimir, first pick on the side of Team Sakura, and now we'll see what Team Boosted Bonobos is going to be picking here.
And you thought that we were going to see a mainstream jungler. Well, let me tell you, Graves has also been taken off the table, as well as Rengar, so we're left with things that are a little unconventional, say like Zac. Things like, maybe we can see a Trundle, but we don't know for sure. So Psyonix is going to pick on his team. Boosted Bonobos, he is considering long and hard what he wants to pick. So 10 seconds left. We can see that the support might be Brown for their team with their Unbreakable, and that is the tanky lineup right now with the Nautilus and the Braum on Boosted Bonobos.
Yep, and in terms of jungle picks, Psyonix, we did see him play Elise yesterday. Didn't do as well on the other on Elise as he did with the carry junglers. So I expect to see something with a lot more power, with a lot more carry potential. But on the side of Team Sakura, we do have the Olaf hover over, which they played again yesterday, and they did very well with. Harry Zeri did a ton of damage on that Olaf and was very disruptive in the backline, making sure that his team was able to snowball into that kind of ridiculous position that they were in the first game, with Talia getting that pentakill.
Yeah, that first game yesterday, I believe, is when this Olaf was played, and he was just diving the Kog'Maw bot lane underneath his tower and everything. There was no chance for that Kog'Maw to live. Now 10 seconds left for their 4th pick. I believe they might be picking their ADC, support, or their top laner, so let's find out. 4, 3, 2, 1, and we have ourselves a Nami. So another great sustained support. She also has great engage with the bubble and the tidal wave, so it's going to be back and forth in that bot lane for sure once we know who the marksmen are in those lanes.
Yep, and Nami, obviously a great disengage support, allows for a lot of flexibility in terms of the bot lane. We might see a Kog'Maw again. I'm not really sure. They don't really have too much protection for him this time around. They do have the Olaf engage as well as the Vladimir sustained damage in the mid lane, but we'll see if they decide to go with a Kog'Maw in the bot lane to pair with that Nami. On the other side, however, the Nautilus and the Braum are going to be doing a lot of CC. They have a lot of CC potential for any sort of carry, bot lane AD carry that Team Sakura might be trying to go after. And Voidwalker is hovering that Lucian pick, which is very strong, one of the strongest AD carries right now with such a high win rate, over 50%. And Gragas is also picked. We will likely see that in probably the jungle, Psionics playing Gragas. Now, we saw Psionics carrying both on two AD junglers last time, so we'll see if he's able to transition into an AP carry and use that to its full potential, or if he decides to go for more of a tank build and support his team from that jungle position. Now, Victor Cow is hovering that Ashe AD carry pick. We'll see if he decides to go with that.
Yeah, so Boost Bonobos, they did the great thing of leaving their mid laner to last pick, because now he'll be able to counterpick whatever Sakura Gaming will be picking. So whether that'll be, we saw great Talia play yesterday. We saw a lot of other picks, but other picks that we can see the Syndra coming out. We can see Akali. I highly doubt it, but that's still a possibility. But Team Sakura, last two picks, we have the Caitlyn instead of the Ashe, and the Gnar looking to make those big Gnar plays.
Yep, Caitlyn Nami is a very strong lane, allows for a lot of poke potential, a lot of sustained damage in fights, and of course that disengage from Nami, keeping Caitlyn safe at a very large range, over 600 obviously from that auto attack range that Caitlyn has. It's going to be very hard for Lucian to be able to penetrate that and deal the damage that he wants to deal in the early game and get that snowball rolling, but we'll see if Braum and Lucian are able to kind of crack through the defense there. Gnar in the top lane, something we haven't seen so far in the tournament yet. Obviously not exactly in favor at the moment. Doesn't really bring as much damage as a lot of the top laners that we do see, and requires a lot more time to become stronger, but we'll see if Corey is able to use that to
It's gonna have a problem. They're gonna rematch the game.
Oh, okay.
It's because the last guy don't have the champion, so they have to switch the player's order.
Okay.
It's gonna be the same brand, same pick.
Okay. All right, so a little bit of an issue here. They are going to be re-picking because of a small error, but we will see the same bans and same picks once again.
Little mistake on the players' end. What ended up happening was our players thought that they had the champion. The last person thought that he had the champion that the mid laner wanted, but in fact, he did not have it. So we'll be going back to pick and ban phase. The bans are going to be the same, the picks are going to be the same, and we'll just make sure that the player that wanted the specific champion will get his champion the second time through. So this won't be too long of a break, but we will see what happens. Now, out of the draft phase, do you think that Vladimir is a good pick into the LeBlanc?
It's going to be interesting. LeBlanc obviously has a lot of damage and a lot of carry potential coming in. Open Backpack is a very strong mid laner, however, and he, on that Vladimir, is going to be a threat to be, reckoned with. We saw when he played Ahri, he had a little bit of a slow start. He went 1-3 in the early game, but he was able to bring it back and carry super hard. He got that, 7-3 somewhere in between the mid to late game. So we'll see. Even if Vladimir is a little bit behind because of LeBlanc's power in lane, he should be able to, through the skill and prowess of this mid laner Open Backpack, should be able to come back very strong into the mid and late game.
So yeah, with the Mages update that happened recently, we see both LeBlanc and Vladimir being affected, but for the better. I say that, but they are both super strong right now. You think LeBlanc, oh hey, it's too much that LeBlanc can pop an AD carry or a mage just like that, but she can still do that. deal a lot of damage, but it takes just a little longer to do. Now, on the side of Vladimir, he used to be brain dead, not gonna lie. You'd take their HP, the Sanguine Pool was the same. His E, it got changed a little bit. It's a little more skill worthy because it deals a lot more damage, but he's slowed because of it. So players have a way around it. And you can see here in the Champion Select, the picks are being picked instantly, and the Cassiopeia, it seems, that is going to be the last champion for Boosted Bonobos here, instead of the LeBlanc.
Yep, so we'll see that Cassiopeia pick. Cassiopeia, a little bit, I think, allows for more damage in sustained team fights instead of that pick potential that LeBlanc has. It's going to be a little bit more of an even lane, I think, between Cassiopeia and Vladimir. They both have a lot of sustain and are able to sit in that lane for quite a bit of time, especially if Cassiopeia builds a little bit of mana regen. She should be able to sit in that lane for quite a while. So we'll see, the mid laners have the ability to ramp up quite quickly.
Yeah, and Cassiopeia is also one of the mages that has been affected during the mage update. So now Cassiopeia, because she's a snake lady and all that, Riot was like, okay, lore time, she's not going to need boots. So now she can build up 6 AP items without her movement speed being affected. However, it's going to mean that the magic penetration from the sorcerer's shoes, that's not going to be built on the Cassiopeia. However, she's going to be building a lot more AP on it instead. So we're heading into the spectators delay. What else can we talk about?
Let's talk about Sakura Gaming for a second. Obviously, this tournament is being hosted at Sakura Gaming Ottawa on Clyde Avenue in Ottawa. So if you're in the area, make sure you come stop on by and meet the players, meet us, of course, if you would like. And of course, there's going to be that raffle. Three spectators will have the chance to win $20 in game time here at Sakura Gaming, which they can use however they please. If Team Sakura wins, you guys might have noticed that one of the teams is called Sakura. If they win, for all of April, members of Sakura Gaming Ottawa will have access to the lounge for only $3 an hour, which is half price of the regular fee.
Yeah, and if you compare that to like other lounges in Montreal, Toronto, the fee will go up to like $10 an hour, $14 I've heard from some places. So Sakura Gaming Lounge here in Ottawa, it is the place to be. Now, other things that this place offers is that you can get group rates for private events. So if you want to have a birthday party here with all your friends from Ottawa, come on down. It's going to be a great time. If you want to have LAN parties, or if you want to host your own tournament, talk with the owner here and he'll make sure to make it happen. Also, if you feel like tension is tough between you and your coworkers at work, why don't you come on down to the Sakura Gaming Lounge, and they have team building events. So if you want to have a great time gaming with your friends and coworkers to relieve the tension, this place is the place to do it.
Yeah, now let's talk about some of the potential carries on these teams. We see Harry Zeri on that Olaf, which we saw in the game 1 of yesterday's match against Team 3. He did so much in that game, allowing his carries to really get a lot of snowball potential. We saw Kog'Maw with 7 assists early. That really helped him to crush his lane opponent, who was actually a Lucian as well, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
And they handily beat that lane. So we'll see if they're able to repeat that with this Caitlyn and Nami in the bot lane. Obviously, Open Backpack had that pentakill in the first game of the tournament. And we'll see on Vladimir if he's able to repeat his performance. He did very well on both champions, Ari and Talia, yesterday, rather.
So as we are entering the end of the spectators delay, let's take a look at a few things that both teams are looking for in order to get out of here with the victory and the $600 prize money. So for Team Sakura, they're looking for picks. They want the Gnar to surprise the enemy, and they just want the Olaf to run in there, up in their face, and take him out for a nice dinner. No kidding, he's going to take them right to their grave. So the Nami is also going to help out with her bubble. She's going to try to catch a few people with it. The tidal wave is a long very long skill shot that knocks up people, whoever goes into the tidal wave. So that's also a very scary thing to remember if you're a boosted Bonobos. Just try to avoid the wave and all of the different ways that they can catch him out. So for boosted Bonobos, what they can do, they're going to toss people around and CC them to the ground. You have a ton of people to do it. Cassiopeia with the AoE stun from her ultimate. Nautilus with the depth charge. He has a hook. He is good to lock down anyone. And Gragas, if boosted Bonobos are in trouble, he will use his casket to spread the enemy away from his team. So they also have a bit of defensive things to do, as well as you have the Braum. He has Unbreakable. Nothing can go through it. And those are a lot of the things key to victory here during Game 1 of the finals here from Sakura Gaming on the blue side and boosted Bonobos on the red side.
Yeah, and now we've loaded into the game. Both teams are making their way to the river to protect their side of their jungles. Obviously, in the first game, I don't know if you remember, but we had just blatant destruction as Team 3 walked into Team Sakura's jungle, and 2 players were killed, 3 flashes were blown, and it just snowballed out of control. Team Sakura handily beating them.
We can see here, boosted Bonobos, they have the bot side river really guarded. They do not want Sakura Gaming to go in there and take them out. However, it seems like both teams will have that defensive positions up so that no one's going to be stealing any buffs soon. The Olaf, he might be thinking about it, but he might just instead be waiting with a leash for his own blue buff. Now, minions will be spawning in 5 seconds from now. Cassiopeia, he's going to meet up with the Vladimir in mid lane, so she's going to have a little dance off. She's going to shake the booty, but that does not affect the Vladimir in the slightest. Open backpack, he's just walking up, expecting to land a Q on the Cassiopeia, but she's going to slither away and not let that happen.
Yeah, and what I find so interesting is that Psionics on this Gragas, we saw Gragas yesterday being played by Team 2, and Psionics was so easily able to handle that Gragas in such a way that he was a non-factor for pretty much the entirety of the game. Now, Psionics deciding to pick that champion, either he thinks that he's just a better jungler than Harry Zeri and he's going to be able to let that, play out a little bit differently here, or a little bit of a misstep in terms of champion quality coming into this game.
And if we take a look at the mid lane there, we saw that Vladimir, he is easily able to out-harass Cassiopeia at level 1. That's a lot of damage right there. 152 crit thanks to that second Q. I believe that's Transfusion, I could be wrong, but from the Vladimir. He's poking out the Cassiopeia pretty easily, but now she has Poison and the Claw, so now Cassiopeia will be ready to counteract that Vladimir until he has Cool at least.
Yeah, and everyone is just handily farming away in their lanes. Voidwalker taking a little bit of trade damage from that Vladimir. He does have a lot of sustain for the entirety of the game, and trading with him isn't always fun, as he's able to just regenerate that health so quickly. In the bot lane, we see Nami and Caitlyn using their range and their damage to push Xenos and Banana Warrior a little bit away from their minions.
And we can see Braum starting to aggress towards this Nami. He's not able to do much more because there's no jungle presence here neither. We can see the Caitlyn, she's looking for a fight. She gets her headshot off on the Lucian.
So there's a lag on the the streaming. I think the setting is not correct. So.
Yep, everything is done. It's just
Okay, let's keep going.
Alright, we can see the Gnar. He is going to attempt to poke out the Nautilus. However, the thing is... Alright, we're going to the bot lane with the camera here. You can see camera's going everywhere. Nice poke on the Gnar towards the Nautilus. We can see Caitlyn. She is bot lane farming. She's ahead. No, she won't be ahead in minions after this bot lane. We can see that there is a jungle altercation here. We can see that Harry Zare is getting caught out by Psionics. Is that going to be it? I believe so. Psyonix will let him run out of his jungle, and we can see there is still a lot of people down here. We can see Gnar jumping onto the Nautilus. He's gonna get stunned up. However, the Gnar, he's in a little bit of trouble. Azura Onyx has able to take down the Gnar to a little lower health.
Yeah, and Harry Zeri did have to blow his ghost there, getting a little bit over-eager with only half health walking into Psyonix's jungle. Obviously, he has a lot of power in the bot lane, and they are putting a lot of pressure on team boosted Bonobos, but that doesn't really mean that he can walk wherever he wants. And speaking of the bot lane, Uop landing that bubble on him, landing that bubble on Xenos allows them to take that first blood.
Yeah, great
and
job.
assert their dominance.
Great job for Banana Warrior to attempt to block all those auto attacks with his E, his Unbreakable. However, when that went down, Caitlyn took advantage and used a Piltover Peacemaker to end the Lucian's life. So, top lane, seems like Gnar's having a ball. He is ahead 10 CS here. We can see he's just waiting for that Rage Bar, and once he hits level 6, that will be a great time for Harry Zeri, the Olaf on his team, to start coming up and taking out this Nautilus.
Yeah, Nautilus very tanky in the top lane with that shield. It's going to be hard for Corey to land too much harass on him, but he is pushing out the lane, trying to get the CS to sit under turret, so it'll be a little bit harder for Nautilus to get that farm. He uses his ultimate on Azura Onyx as soon as he gets level 6, puts a ton of damage on him, but unfortunately for Gnar, Azura Onyx is just able to walk right out. We'll see if he decides to go for this dive, but likely because of Azura's shield, the aggression will stop right here. Psyonix showing his face top lane, stopping Corey from moving too far up and attempting any dives and anything too risky.
And we can see Vladimir here, he's going to keep pushing out that wave into Cassiopeia's tower. We can see Psyonix, he's going to be looking around in his jungle, trying to finish up his camps that he might have left around. Harry Zeri, he is not level 6 yet, so he does not have the Ragnarok to run in someone's face without getting CC'd to end their life. Now, we see pings towards the bot side. We can see some assist me pings because they know that Olaf is in the area. He might be in a little bit of trouble here. Will Cassiopeia? Nope, she will not be able to land the ultimate because he's looking the other way. Here we go, a little bit of a turn. There's a nice body slam. Here is the party. Lucian is gonna land hopefully another auto attack to stun him. No. He was missing 2 auto attacks, and Harry Zeri escapes with his life.
A lot of summoners blown there. Cassiopeia using both her Ghost and Flash. Meanwhile, on the side of Team Sakura, Ghost on Olaf has been blown, as well as the Flash Ignite on Vladimir. That aggression, however, led to no kills, and since Lucian had left lane, he is now behind in farm a little bit, taking a lot of aggression from this level 6 Caitlyn. She is standing under turret, however, will she go down? No, she does get that kill on I'm Xenos, playing that Lucian. It is now 2-0 with a almost 20 minion lead in that bot lane already at 7 minutes. We're seeing Victor use that to his advantage. Psyonix is, however, bot lane, tries to land a flash body slam, uses his ultimate to bring Victor a little bit closer to him. Will he get the kill? Will Braum be able to stun him up? No. Because of Nami's beautiful blocking, she is able to keep Victor safe. However, Victor has used his flash in return for Psyonix's flash, so it's possible we might see a return gank in that bot lane as they were pushed up. In the mid lane, however, Harry Zeri pops that Ragnarok and pops Cassiopeia's head right off.
That's exactly it. Voidwalker never stood a chance. She stood in between 2 towers, and Harry Zeri, the Olaf, like we seen him do yesterday against the Kog'Maw bot lane, he just dove those towers, and then Vladimir was able to use the crit from his second Q on him. So we can see a little bit of farming here, just in case that you couldn't tell. So we can see Victor Cow here, the University of Ottawa's ADC, also Team Sakura's ADC, that one. He has 2 solo kills against Lucian, somewhat They didn't need the jungler's assistance to get the kills down there, but is she going to be the winning factor for this game, do you think?
You know, in both of Team Boosted Bonobos games that we saw yesterday, we saw a lot of power coming from Psyonix and not really much coming from any other lane, especially the bot lane. They were usually behind against against Team 2 last game, their last games. So we'll see if Victor is able to use that to his advantage and kind of snowball out of control. But even if he does, as long as Psyonix is able to keep his head on his shoulders and start gaining a little bit of power, he might be able to neutralize that threat fairly easily with the help of Nautilus's ultimate.
Yeah, so I can see here the bot lane of Team Sakura. They have the enemies zoned out because they have the range advantage. Boosted Bonobos have a Braum support, which does not help in any way, shape, or form, just for that reason. However, we can see that the junglers are clashing at the Tri-Brush here, but fortunately it's only going to be a body slam, but that's about it for the action for now. We can see the Unbreakable coming out there, getting the bubble an early start. We can see that the tidal wave's coming out. We have a full-fledged gank here. We have 4 people from Team Sakura. Ragnarok has been popped. Will he die instantly though? Yes! Nami is tanking the tower. She's being brought right back into the tower range. She survives. Holy mac. We can see Cassiopeia is coming in with a vengeance. That will be 2 kills for Cassiopeia as the junglers are just doing their own thing top lane.
Yeah, overall, that was kind of a misstep on the side of Team Sakura, using that Nami ultimate a bit too early and only landing on one of their opponents. Obviously a little bit too overzealous there. They tried to do as much as they could without Cassiopeia catching on, but unfortunately she was able to make it at the last minute. Ends in a 3-2 for the side of Team Boosted Bonobos, and we'll see if that helps I'm Xenos come back in that lane a little bit, because he is struggling, and that kill on Harry Zeri is going to be able to help him a little bit.
We can see here that the Braum, he's roaming top lane. He's hoping for the Gnar to jump in and take him out. However, he is indeed tanking tower shots, and that's the depth charge right there. Nice ultimate from the Gnar to disengage the fight, and he's going to walk away with his life.
Yeah, Gnar going for that early Hex Drinker. It's going to be neutralizing all of Nautilus's damage early game. Ooh, the little damage that he does have. Braum is here for that return gank, however, stuns up Corey, and this is going to be an easy kill for that top lane. Corey does blow flash, and it is followed up by Azura Onyx's flash himself. Voidwalker in the mid lane stuns up Harry Zeri, stuns up everyone in front of him. However, the bot lane is there. Victor, Kao, and Uwap are there to save their team, save Harry Zeri, and get three retaliation kills in exchange for that. So overall, another 3-2, but this time it is for the side of Team Sakura, and they will be getting that bot lane, that mid lane turret as well.
Vladimir is looking for a pick on the Braum here. Unfortunately for him, he does have the auto attacks. He's just gonna have to Sanguine pull out of there just to keep his health up, and now it seems like they are converging towards the dragon. I think they are. You have Olaf running there now. They're just clearing out Boosted Bonobos jungle from their buffs. That's going to be a blue buff, but who is it going to go to? Is Gragas going to take it? It's going to have to find out. That has given enough time for the Olaf to make it to the Mountain Drake, so that would be 10% extra true damage towards towers and objectives. So unfortunately that won't be the case. We have Harry Zeri getting caught out a little bit here. Here comes a tidal wave to block off the Braum. His Unbreakable is shielding no one right now, and we can see the teleport coming in from the Gnar. He's going to go right on top of the Cassiopeia. We see a lot of ultimates going off. Lucian's going to take out the Nami. We can see the Braum helping take out Harry Zeri. There goes the Braum. We can see a lot more things happening, but in general, that is a 3-for-1 for Team Sakura.
Yeah, and Victor Kao already 6-1 on this Caitlyn. He is definitely showing that he is not to be messed with in that bot lane, and helping his team with this team fight potential. He's hitting those crits, hitting those Piltover Peacemakers, and putting out so much damage in these team fights, in these early game team fights. And obviously, Caitlyn's siege potential is nothing to be ignored. She's going to be allowing this tier 2 mid turret is going to go down. That is the third turret that is gone to the side of Team Sakura, as well as that top turret being fairly low. I'm sure that will drop in any minute now.
Team Sakura being able to bring their lead ahead. They're going to go back and celebrate by buying more items to destroy their enemies with. Currently the score is 11-6 for Team Sakura. They have around a 6,000 gold lead at the moment. We can see Braum warding up because vision is key to victories. And we can see, ooh, yep, the Nami getting the Winter's Bite from the Braum. Unfortunately, that is all that's going to be. Nami is going to clear out the ward. We can see both teams clearing out their camps because that is what they are there for, extra golden experience. We know that boosted bonobos really needed to help come back in this game. So Lucian farming up the mid lane, and we're going to go back to our top lane.
And remember, when boosted bonobos lost yesterday, it was because Psyonix did not have the ability to carry. Now, let's pause that for a second as Corey gets dove in the top lane by that Nautilus. Cassiopeia. Gragas gets easily taken out in the mid lane. However, Victor Cow is taking a culling to the back, but he's able to just walk away.
Yep, Braum is clearing away the wards. Harry Zera is going to see if he can do anything about this top lane tower siege, and it seems like it worked so far. Harry Zera is going to keep going, sieging out, taking out these minions, and that will just force boosted bonobos to look elsewhere for an income.
Yeah, and Psyonix trying to put a little bit of pressure here, taking that blue buff. However, Harry Zeri and Uop are both there to try and contest this. Will they be able to take it back? No, it gets smited away by Psyonix. Harry Zeri, Uop are now being caught out. Their team is nowhere to be found. Vladimir comes from the back, tries to use that ultimate and Hextech Protobelt to get on the back line, but do they have enough damage? Open backpack, still alive somehow, despite being in the middle of 4 people of Team Boosted Bonobos team.
And we can see here that the Gnar, he is on the hunt. He is looking for a Cassiopeia. The passive from Cassiopeia's poison is making her run away faster, but that might not just be enough. There is the 2 auto attacks coming out from the Gnar to take her down. Gnar's going to go Mega, and they're going to look to siege this top tower of boosted bonobos.
Yeah, and again, we see a team fight going on the side of Team Sakura, despite the fact that half their team wasn't even there. 2 kills for Team Sakura, and that top turret going down. This snowball is starting to roll faster and faster.
A little bit of a misplay, I would say, from the Gnar beforehand, but we can see they're sieging. What is Nautilus doing? He doesn't have the HP to stand underneath the tower with the likes of a Caitlyn and a Gnar there. That's the tower going down, and thankfully Psyonix is there to prevent any further push from them.
Yep, Team Sakura now 13-8 in kills with that 7k gold lead. Definitely showing that they can't be disrespected. So, again, Psyonix not able to carry. He's not doing badly. He's 0-1-7 this game, but that just means, that the rest of his team has to carry to, the potential that he had. Unfortunately, however, we see that they're not able to do it with Cassiopeia and that Lucian in the bot lane getting destroyed. Nautilus in the top lane, however, is doing fairly well. We'll see if he can build that tankiness up as quickly as possible to neutralize the threat coming out of Caitlyn.
So yeah, we were talking about her earlier, but the Caitlyn on Team Sakura. Victor Cow, he is doing a lot of work for Team Sakura. He's 7-1-3 right now. We can see the Braum using his ultimate. He's going to find himself a few teammates to come back to. The tidal wave was blocked. And Harry Zeri, he's going to help kill off the team. Caitlyn survives, but will she do it now? Maybe. We have the Cassiopeia flash over. She will die for her troubles. And we can see Vladimir taking the life of the Braum as Azura Onyx, the Nautilus, is the only lone survivor here, and he's going to attempt to run away, but I don't think he's going to run too far.
Yep, and Team Boosted Bonobos using every single possible ability on Victor Cow on Caitlyn. However, Victor knows just how important he is to this team. He was walking straight back towards his side of the jungle. Unfortunately, however, it was just too much to handle, but his team was there. Open Backpack was there. Corey was there to finish that team fight and clean it up, and to also take this tier 2 bot lane turret.
Yep, and we can see here that Nar is gonna just clear the minions up here. It's 19 minutes in. The kill score, not that much of a different story. Sakura has 18 kills under their belt. Boosted Bonobos have 9. And we can see that they have found themselves, Boosted Bonobos, they found themselves a Nar, but Nar's just gonna Nar them right into the wall to prevent any further conflict. And then they're just gonna go back to farming the minions and the jungle until the next team fight.
Yeah, we can expect them to let these waves reset as they spend that gold that they've earned. Braum dancing a little bit in that river, taking a lot of damage from Corey. However, Xenos is there. Will they be able to lock Corey up and take him out? No, he does have that Meganar charging up, and he's able to just scare them away as they both part and go to their respective sides of the jungle.
Next point of interest, we have the dragon spawning in 5 seconds from now. Psyonix, he might not be on the right side of the map for now because Olaf, he's on the bot side and he can easily contest this Ocean Drake that is up at the moment. He doesn't have too much backup for DPS to take on the dragon though, however, he will ping it out. Caitlyn, Vladimir, and Nar are on the way, and we can see Nami clearing out the vision because it would be such a shame if Boosted Bonobos were able to come and steal it for Team Sakura here, and that's an easy Ocean Drake right there.
Yep. Easy Ocean Drake, even though they had the vision, they weren't in place to contest it. Psyonix taking some damage from Corey in open backpack, but he'll just be able to body slam over the wall and get to safety. This does mean, however, that Team Sakura will have the ability to clear out all the wards in Team Boosted Bonobos. Red side of the jungle, they are losing vision everywhere, being absolutely choked out by this snowball. Corey has that Meganar available. They are looking for a pick. Anyone to just step out of line for 1 second and they will absolutely be destroyed.
And it was almost the case for the Gragas. Thankfully he was able to ward in there beforehand, but he is looking for a fight, although they might not know that they're on a vision ward right now. The Cassiopeias can get caught by the axe and the Nar Boomerang. I don't think Harry Zeri will be looking for any more conflict here.
Yeah,
the bubble
Walker
just
does use
off
his
there.
ghost, however. That's a very crucial ability for team fights. Now off the table.
So we can see Team Sakura, they're looking at top lane to siege that. You see Nami getting cut out just a little bit by the Winter Spite there, but that's not a big deal. Caitlyn, she is building towards a very, very crit-heavy build, and that's a good thing. The enemy team, sure, they have quite a bit of armor, so that's a little bit down, but here we go. Baron has been started by Team Sakura.
Yeah, and this Baron is being burned down really quickly. Team Boosted Bonobos does sniff something, though. We'll see if they can catch on. Yeah, as they walk in, open backpack, finds Psyonix. He uses his ultimate. He tries to zone them out as Corey gets over the wall, uses Nar, as well as all the CC coming in from that Nami. Redemption is used. Will it allow Corey to live any further? Yes, it does. Corey is able to walk away with his life as Harry Zeri pops that Ragnarok and goes after Voidwalker. Sees Voidwalker, but instead wants the Banana Warrior target. And Cassiopeia obviously goes down as well. They get the Baron, they get the Ace. This will likely be an inhibitor as well as 1 or 2 Nexus turrets. No, that is the surrender. We see 1-0 on the side of Team Sakura. Boosted Bonobos, not really sure what happened here. Psyonix wasn't able to carry, bot lane getting too far behind, and they just fall right apart from there.
Yeah, as soon as Boosted Bonobos, as you said, they sniffed out that they were doing the Baron, Nar decided to take the opportunity with the Vladimir to just jump on their faces and just absolutely destroy them with the help of the rest of their teammates there. As you mentioned, that's game 1. Sakura is going to take it, and now we're going on to game 2. Will Sakura make it 2 in a row to make it the end of the final? Stick around and find out.
Yep, and we'll be right back with that game 2, so make sure you stay tuned. This game is going to be a show, I can tell you that.